Gonna be fun. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Oh my gosh, there is so much. Now, in this video, guys, in this live stream, there are a few things that I do want to cover. And essentially, what I want to talk about is one, episode 9, which is the trailer just launched. Let's look at that. 2, Star Wars Celebration. I'm going to be scrolling through and kind of seeing some of the stuff that we may have missed. I know I haven't been able to live stream or to watch as much as I wanted to throughout the day. You know, that kind of sucks, but there were a few highlights that I definitely want to hit up. And at the same time, there are some things that I think we should talk about for sure. And then as we're doing that, as we're going through and we're talking about all of this, I'm going to be going through and playing the Darth Malak event on my test account. Everything that I've seen so far makes it sound like this is going to be a very, very difficult event. And, you know, it should be, right? The way that I heard someone talk about it was that the way that I heard someone talk about it was that this event is very much a puzzle, a problem-solving situation. It's not just go bash the crap out of the team. You're supposed to figure out how to make it work, how to make it go. And I think that's kind of a cool concept. So, how many of you have seen the new freaking trailer? I got goosebumps, guys, and I have a trailer video. The reason I'm kind of late to this is I actually have a trailer reaction video that I made, and because I was rendering a video and doing a bunch of other crap, my computer was pretty slow, and I should have waited, but I didn't. So, anyways, I'm freaking out, guys. This is awesome, and I know that there is some hatred towards the new trilogy, and Rian Johnson kind of gets a middle finger and the rest of the fist sometimes. But I don't dislike episode 8, but I need more context for it. I feel like episode 8 should have been a episode 7.5 and, you know, have it that way. But it bugs me, right? There's aspects of it that really bother me. However, everything that they've talked about with the universe as a whole, it's like they're bringing all of it together for the movies. And I think that is brilliant because Star Wars has always been, or at least in my lifetime, has always been more than just the films. I've said this many times before. I am a Star Wars fan simply because of the audiobooks and the different aspects of the canon. I was disappointed, like highly disappointed, when they got rid of canon. It was a very frustrating thing for me. Just had a really hard time with it. But I'm excited to see what they're doing now. I'm excited to see how they're saying they're going to bring in all of these different aspects of the films, all of these different parts of the lore, and just bring it to life. That excites me in a way that I probably shouldn't live stream about. This is a very, very exciting time for fans. And what's cool is I do think J.J. Abrams is a fan. He said he's a fan. So there's hope there, right? Now, if you're watching me because you are curious about the event, the Malak event, then definitely stay tuned, because if you have any ideas or tips, please let me know in the chat section. I am just throwing on, let's see, Juhani. I am throwing on kind of a few random things that I know that are solid, but let's see. But at the same time, you know, I might need to tweak later on. I've got some solid mods here. It looks great. Oh, guys, I'm so stoked for this whole freaking new film. I am just very excited. Let's jump over here real quick. Take that off. And while I'm doing this, I'm actually going to put the show on so we can listen to it.
Theories, and then we go see it, and then continue those.
Fantastic.
Frame by frame.
So we should probably just watch it again, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, cool. As long as you guys are in with that,
Sophie,
then yeah,
haven't
we'll watch
seen
it again.
Here it comes, guys. This is epic. It's like the 5th time I've seen it.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
That's awesome. That's so freaking cool, which is the back of the book. Oh my gosh. Oh.
We'll always be with you. No one's ever really gone.
Oh. All right, guys. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. That's first off, the music, the effects, everything there, just amazing. Just hands down, everything looks freaking awesome. I am so excited for this. Let's go through just real quick and break it down, guys, because there's a lot to unpack here. Now, again, keep in mind that this teaser, this is just the first teaser, okay? 1, looks awesome. 2, the next trailer, if they don't drop another one in the next week or 2, there will be a new trailer to come on the at the beginning of Avengers Endgame, or the next Marvel film, right? I think it's called Avengers Endgame. Yeah, goosebumps, absolute goosebumps, and that trailer at Avengers Endgame is going to have more stuff. Like it's supposed to be like this, but tweaked a little bit. So I am freaking stoked. And I'm glad to see J.J. Abrams at the helm again. I really am. I'm excited for this to a point that is hard to describe. Like, I am so freaking stoked. Oh, man. Okay. So, let's jump back real quick, okay? First off...
And there's still so many surprises. I was so...
Oh, people talking about that.
All we know.
Okay. First off, Desert Planet. Where are we? I think this is Tatooine. It could be Jakku. It could be any other desert planet that we haven't seen before. And it's all very, very possible. But this is most likely some kind of... I think it's Tatooine. I think a bulk of this movie is going to take place on Tatooine. I think Tatooine is going to end up being one of those dark side of the Force nexuses or nexi or whatever. Nexu. It's probably not a Nexu because the Nexu is that little like tiger beast. Okay, so this is a desert planet. You see Rey, you hear her heavy breathing, right? She's running, she's exerting herself. She looks like the Rey. It's Jimmy Bell says it's Vegas. It could very well be Vegas. I could see that. The shrubbery looks, it's a shrubbery. The shrubbery looks very much Vegas-esque. This is a desert planet. I'm calling Tatooine right here. You see Rey, she's dressed, she's got the lightsaber hilt. This is Luke's lightsaber that was torn apart, okay? She's obviously fixed it, which is great because, how are you going to fight with a broken lightsaber? That just seems challenging, right? Okay, then you got Luke.
We've passed on all we know.
First off, who is we? Who is we? So what I'll do is we'll break it down, then we'll roll it again, and you guys, we can break it down another time. I don't care. We can do this as often as you guys want. Who is we? Who is she? Who is he talking to? Now, the question here is one of two things. Is Luke really dead? I have a feeling that he's not. It's quite possible Luke was projecting himself from a projection when he died. I don't know. My thought is Luke. Yeah, this is the Jedi. This is everyone. The we is the Jedi, right? Who else? These are other Force ghosts that we're going to see. It is likely that we are going to see Kenobi. It is likely that we are going to see freaking Yoda. It's likely that we're going to get Qui-Gon or someone. Will other Jedi show up? Will we see Ahsoka? Will we see... Yeah, Revan could very well be part of this. I think that we are going to see a lot of lore from the Jedi. Now, obviously Luke is going to be a major part of this. A Junta pal, very possible. I don't know. So let's move on. Lightsaber.
1,000 generations live in you now.
Boom. Right there, guys. Right freaking there. 1,000 generations. Who's he talking about? The Old Republic. This is the tie-in. Mark my words. We are getting a tie-in with whatever film series that... what's his face? I want to say Lauren Bacall. That's not him. D.B. Weiss and his buddy Benioff, right? The concept, the whole concept, we are getting... we're getting more and more stuff, and this is the tie-in. This is the freaking tie-in, right? So here she is standing on one of the... We only see one sun, but we don't necessarily see a second one. The sun's being blocked out. This could be... I mean, it kind of looks like a digitally added cloud. Maybe the second sun's being blocked out. I don't know. I'm still calling Tatooine here. We got Han's... We got the gun she's got from Han, right? She's wearing her same clothes from Jakku. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But this is your fight.
We've got every generation has a legend. This is your fight. I'm curious. Like I'm highly curious to know if this is what they were talking about with like the whole legend of the two, right? If we go back and we look at Clone Wars, right? And there's that story arc, and I'm gonna butcher it, but it's the story arc that features the father, the son, and the sister, right? Are they the Skywalker that is referenced? Now, I'm going to break down the title here in a minute because I am very curious as to that. But let's keep going. Kylo Ren. But here's the thing, though. It's the TIE Slicer. That's right. Do we see Kylo Ren here? Boom, right there. We don't know who's flying that. We can believe, I mean, it looks like Kylo. It's most likely Kylo, but we don't know. We have no idea. That could be anyone. That could be any number of other people from the series. It could be any number of other people from the Knights of Ren. That could be anyone. We don't know. And the fact that Rey just jumped over that TIE Slicer looks freaking awesome. Now, for those of you, if you're watching me and you don't know what a TIE Slicer is, go look at Cubs fan Han. Just throwing that out there. Next, I know how I'm celebrating Christmas. Every day in the movie theater until they kick me out or my wife gets way too pissed at me, because this is awesome. Okay. First planet, right? We get a new planet. It's a new settlement. We don't see a lot of it, but this really reminds me of that scene in Rogue One, where they're flying through the clouds, and it's where Krennic has his base. It's where what's-her-face's dad is doing his work. I don't know, but this is cool. Like, it's obviously not the same because it's changed, but it could be. Now, again, total speculation here. I have no idea, but that's awesome. It's the world building, man. The world, Iadu. It could be Iadu very well. This also could be Batu. I don't necessarily know. The Black Spire. Oh, that is awesome. Okay. Why is he not cutting this guy in half? He's lifting him up with the lightsaber. Just cut him in half, man. Like, just slice him. Now, who's he fighting? Is this some planet? Is this some planetary person that we're seeing? Is this, I don't know. Is this a Knight of Ren? Now, we could look up the Knights of Ren. I don't have my computer set up to do that currently, but, or I don't have the stream set up. That's awesome. Now, he's clearly fighting with the First Order because we've got a stormtrooper shooting away from him. He is not, I don't know. And I will say, because it's been brought up in the chat, it's probably the reason he's not cutting him in half and directly slicing him in half is because for whatever reason, the cartoons seem darker than the movies have been so far. We should definitely see a cut in half. Well, Maul was cut in half. I don't know. Maybe that they've decided that's not the most effective way to kill someone. It's to slice them in half. So I don't know. I don't rightly know. And it could be that, Rey and Kylo are connected and he's developing an empathy. And I don't know. We'll see. But we do have this tree battle. I'm very curious. It has the same red tent that we saw when the Starkiller base was firing. I don't necessarily know. I mean, this could just be at sundown. This could be any time this fire's going. So clearly it's blaster fire. It could be like an orbital barrage. I don't know. But this looks like a cool fight scene. Kylo is remaking his mask. He wants to be his granddaddy. Kylo Ren has a big boy man crush on Darth Vader. We all know it. He's not shy about it. And he wants to be like Grandpop, right? Like Grandpa Pop and whatever. The cool thing here, though, and I like the looks. I like the visage of the mask. Now someone's saying that it's not Kylo that's doing it, but an alien hand. And I think that further light and study is going to have to be made here. But But it's cool because like look at the way that he's like, you've got the black, you've got the red. This might not be Kylo. That's a valid point. We don't see who's doing it, and so that's something that. Oh, sorry guys, let me jump out of this. This is what happens when you're not super professional when you do this stuff. We don't know who's doing this. This could be Kylo. This could be, I don't know, but this is clearly after he's destroyed the mask. Someone is recreating it. We don't know if this is Kylo. I'm just saying that up because it doesn't show his face. It doesn't show that scar on his face. I don't know. His saber is right there. It must be him. Yeah, it's true. I mean, that could be a saber. It might be a saber. I think you're probably right that it's a saber. Green hairy hand, someone is saying. We'll definitely have to break it down more. Okay. Finn and Poe. Okay, first off, it's nice to see Poe and Finn both wear something different. I mean the First Order officer uniform was, well, it was fetching. It looked fine on him. But to be honest, it's nice. It's a nice change of pace. Now, this is where we've got Poe back here. We've got Finn up here. This is also, the same scene is likely. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Club of the Bubba points out Finn is holding Rey's staff. WTF. Like, what the heck, man? That's cool. This scene, from the leaked images that we've seen, yeah, Finn's going full scavenger, man. He's going to start salvaging for portions, and that's the life that he's going to. Now, in this scene, though, from the leaked images that we've seen, this is going to be also around the same time that the Hobbit guy is introduced, right? Now, Hobbit guy, I'm not saying like a dwarf person, but like the dude who played one of the Hobbits from The Hobbit, right? Of course, we'll have to see Warwick Davis somewhere in this mix, but that is cool. Good eyes, Bubba. Okay, BB-8 and the Pixar lamp here. I'm curious to see what the Pixar lamp is. Now, if you guys have good eyes, oh balls, let me see if I can bring it up. What's the game called? Jedi Fallen Order. There was an image. There was an image that was dropped, a T-shirt that that came from this post here. Okay, and it might be a little hard to see. Let me bring it up real quick. All right, doesn't that just look like the Pixar droid right here? Right, it looks very much the same. I don't know. Now, someone's saying that they're wondering if DJ could come back. I could see that, but at the same time, I don't know. Depending on who DJ is, they didn't give him an official name. He was just a kind of a plot device in my mind, which was kind of infuriating. They had an awesome actor, a great opportunity, and then botched it by not doing anything with it. But let's continue. This also feels like Maz Kanata's castle. I don't know. It just feels like that. I want to see Maz back in the mix. If I don't, I won't be upset. Okay. Chewbacca and Lando. Now, guys, I'm going to drop a spoiler on you. If you're not going to read The Pirate's Price, okay, then this isn't a spoiler and you're not going to care. Currently, between the time of episode 8 and episode 9, there is one person who has the Millennium Falcon. And who is that? Hondo Ohnaka, guys. Now, I know that I harp on Hondo all the time. I love Hondo. He's hilarious. Chewie's got the Falcon back. So is it possible that we could see a live action Hondo Ohnaka? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Because we are going to see, this launches in December, right? What launches 6 months before that? The freaking park, right? And Hondo is in the park. He's a main attraction. He's part of Batuu. He's part of Galaxy's Edge. This is amazing. This is so cool. He is one of my favorite characters. And it's awesome to see that. Now, I will talk about the rise of the... I will talk about the trailer title here in a moment, or the film title in a moment. But cool to see Lando back. Cool to see, if you guys have been following Calrissian's, I don't even know his real name. Colt Liquor guy. Man, what's his... if you've been following his Instagram, it's cool to see him getting back into shape. It's cool to see him, doing his thing. I'm excited to see this. And the laugh. I wonder, they've got to make, Billy D. Williams, thank you. They've got to make some kind of reference to L337. Keeping Up with the Calrissians. That would be a reality show I would absolutely watch. Come on, Disney Plus. Get on it. Okay, so Lightspeed they're about to exit Lightspeed. Great. They've got to make reference to L337. I don't like her. I like the character. I think there was a great back and forth, a great dynamic. I love that they've been kind of mentioning that she has, that the Falcon, they're referring to the Falcon as a she now simply because they've merged their programming, right? The Falcon and 337 are together, and so it's technically a female ship, not simply because men name their things after women. Not things. Men name their vehicles. Let me clarify that. After women. Nope, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because I would like to keep it kid friendly. But yeah. Awesome. They need to bring at least mention of her. Coming out of the saga comes to an end. This was probably one of the more emotional parts for me seeing this. Now, guys, I've said this many times. I was not a fan from the beginning, not because I didn't like it, simply because I wasn't connected to it. This. Oh man, this is going to be hard. Okay. Now, I like that they're branching out. I like that they're telling other stories. But there's so much of this story left to tell that I am fascinated by what we're going to be getting here. And I'm stoked, but man, this was kind of an emotional moment. I rewound it a few times and I just didn't even... I didn't see... Oh, man. Anyway. Okay. I'd look pretty closely at this. Okay. We've got some sand attacks. This is clearly all in that sand planet where Rey's standing, where Finn and Poe are standing. We've got a speeder. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Now, this is a helmet. It is very, very much like the First Order that we saw in the earlier part of the trailer. Part of me feels, though, and kind of hopes at the same time, if you pause it at the right moment. I don't know if I can do it. But if you pause it at the right moment and enhance, right there, it feels very, very much like a Mandalorian kind of outfit. The way he's flying on whatever that is, it actually feels like a stormtrooper's riding a broom from Harry Potter. That's clearly not going to be the case because Warner Brothers and Disney are like the Empire and the Rebellion. There's no way that's going to happen. But this, if it were a Mandalorian connection, of some kind. And that's wishful thinking. It's most likely a First Order Stormtrooper. But man. Okay, moving on. All right, busting out. Okay, things to notice here. 3PO is not wearing a bandolier. He is not carrying the bowcaster, which, gotta be honest, guys, I'm a little disappointed. I want 3PO to have his day where he merges his programming with 000 and becomes this murderous droid bent on, droid rights or whatever. I'd be fine with that narrative in the film if C3PO is the one that goes off on a crazy bender. I think that'd be great. So we've got Poe, we've got Finn, and doesn't this kind of remind you of the skiff, of Jabba's skiff? I don't know. It just felt very much like Jabba's skiff until, it transitioned here. That's not the same image, obviously. But this feels Jabba-esque. And I know that that's probably thinking too much into it. I'm curious, this rock back here, I am reading way too much into this. I think that this was like a bystander who was watching all of this stuff go down when they were filming the stuff, and they didn't cut him out. This feels like Tatooine. Is this Beggar's Canyon? Is this the same place where Luke, was bullseyeing Womprats? I don't know. This vehicle is clearly not the same as that vehicle. Here in the background, this looks like a Star Destroyer. It passes very quickly. But let's go back real quick. Okay, yeah, so watches it. Yeah, that is a Star Destroyer of some kind. This is, kind of looks like an A-Wing. I don't know. It could be Jeddah. I think we will see, at least in the comics, maybe even the cartoons, we might see a Jeddah place, or a return to Jeddah. Definitely in the comic, in the TV series that's going to feature, what's his face? Oh crap! Rogue One guy. JJ loves to rip off old scenes, so yeah, I feel like this is probably what we're going to be seeing. We're going back to a few different places. Okay. Again, Cassian. Thank you. I was going to say Clarion, but and then I was going to say Clarice. That's a totally different franchise. This is I've got to say, this is the same pendant that she gave Han, right? I mean, this is the same medal that she gave Han. This is what I'm thinking, guys, that at the beginning of episode 8, there was supposed to be the medal from A New Hope. There was supposed to be a funeral for Han. You saw it in the book, right? It's very brief. Now, they obviously don't have the body because, there is no body because it blew up on Starkiller Base. But this is where I think we're going to see some flashbacks between, these are some of the scenes that were cut out, right? They filmed it. We know they filmed it. Obviously, we see Carrie Fisher as here, right? Looking at that. This is Rey. We've got the 2 buns, maybe even the 3 buns. I don't rightly know. Is this the moment where we see who Rey is? Does Rey know who she is all throughout episode 8? Does she know who she is? Possibly. I don't know. But this is going to be a moment. Maybe they do kill off Carrie Fisher's character. Maybe they do kill off Princess Leia in episode 9, if that's the case. I'd like to see her live, simply because I'd like to see more of that story being told. in the books, in other forms of canon. I don't know. But, like, the music here, and I know that I keep pausing it, but, man, like, the crescendo, it's beautiful. Oh, it's...
We'll always be with you.
Okay. Now, we will always be with you. She is the Skywalker that rises. Okay? I do think so. Now, we saw this image in one of the leaked images that came out, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago. And you've got Chewie. Yeah, and you've got Chewie, you've got BB-8. I'm not seeing R2, but that could be for any number of other reasons. Again, Finn's wearing, I don't know, weird pants. Now, I gotta say, guys, this is kind of interesting because this outfit, while it's a different color scheme, yeah, you've got the Pixar lamp right there in the back. While it's a different color scheme, definitely feels very Han. Am I wrong there? He's got a vest. He's got those pants. I mean, Han, I think, wore black pants, and these are blue, but it feels Han-esque with the flair of Finn. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. And you guys know what's coming here in a moment. You guys absolutely know what's coming here in a moment. And whoever said, Paul Qatar, or, where is it? Let me scroll back up through the messages. The Force Ghost, Judah Paul, right? I think you're not far off, okay? So, first off, WTF, where is this, okay? It feels like a similar scene, like just in reversed, right? Those people are walking down, the group's walking down, they turn around, boom, what are they looking at? They're looking at the focusing lens on the Death Star, okay? On a Death Star. But what planet is this? Is this Endor? Are we getting Ewoks? Kind of, but let's face it. I mean, we could. It's very possible. We could. It could be another moon in the Endor system, which would be awesome too, because then you wouldn't have the Ewoks. I mean, you've got Porgs in Episode 8. You've got the lamp here for cuteness factor. This very well is the second Death Star. Okay, if it is the second Death Star, what does that mean?
No one's ever really gone.
Okay. I could also go for a pork sandwich right now. No one's ever really gone, which means we're obviously going to be eating Force Ghosts. But Force Ghost, if I'm not mistaken, the idea of a Force Ghost is a Jedi concept. The Sith had their own way of bringing Force Ghosts back, right? What they would do is they would haunt, or they would, be connected to some kind of relic that they would imbue their power into, right? Now, are we seeing here, or what are we seeing here? Is this Palpatine in his throne room? Is Rey going to face off against Palpatine? Now, I've got to say, there's a lot of potential for a lot of different things to go right and wrong here, and I'm very, very excited. If that were the case, could we see the Sith would also be able to possess a body? Pawn, that's exactly where I'm going with this, right? Could we see Palpatine possess the body of Emperor Palpatine? Could we see Plagueis? Could that be the way he's introduced? Was Sidious, when he killed his master, and granted, that's all legends now, whatever. did Sidious take the body, or did Plagueis take the body of Sidious? And now Sidious, when he died, maybe, oh my gosh, and this just hit me. Maybe Snoke, who saw the rise and fall of the Republic, he's as old as time. Maybe Palpatine, when he died, like Plagueis went to a new form, and Snoke is Plagueis. Oh my gosh, that would. Okay, I'm like, I didn't think that was gonna go that way, but that would be freaking awesome, and it would be a cool continuation of so much, right? It would make so much sense, and then, like, you have to ask yourself, if that's Plagueis, Snoke dying in sorry guys, that was a huge spoiler. If you didn't know that Snoke died in episode 8, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that guy. Just saying, it's been out for a while. But that would be a really cool way to connect it all. If Snoke is Plagueis and he can then like force change his essence, it is a stretch. There's a huge stretch, because then who does Plagueis inhabit after he leaves Snoke, right? Snoke would want Kylo Ren to kill himself so that he could take over a body that has been corrupted with hatred. I know that everyone watching this has seen the Star Wars movies, so I don't need to worry about that. But my gosh, and the laughter, the absolute laughter. Now, guys, I've got to jump over here. Okay, and I've queued it up. So this was the reaction. Okay, this was the reaction at the actual footage. This was the reaction at it. Okay, lights dim, they go off, and all of a sudden someone comes on stage. Okay. Who's standing there? Freaking Palpatine. I mean, obviously it's not. This is Ian McDermott. But wait. Crowd starts to notice. Yeah, it is. Wait for it.
Roll it again.
I mean, come on, guys. That would be awesome. I mean, he's in it. Somehow, he's in it. Now, we don't get much else from this. I mean, this is just a fans clip. I've got to give mad props to, let me Bad Taste It. And so I'll leave the link in the section below for this. But guys, oh my gosh. It could be we may have cracked the code. Now, I'm probably super far off. I'm going to watch the movie in December and be like, yeah, I was pretty far off. But how cool is it, guys? I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine being there and being in that room and feeling that energy? This is so freaking cool. And all right, the final thing. Star Wars. Okay, let me jump back because the rise of Skywalker. Okay? In this sense, Skywalker has to be a title, not a name. Okay? We don't know much about Shmi Skywalker. Okay? We don't. It's right. It's all outlined in blue. One of two things is happening here in my mind with this title. Skywalker is the name given to the prophecy, the child of the prophecy. That's what I'm thinking, right? we've been told, or there's been a ton of rumors out there. One of my guilty pleasures is listening to Mike Zero, and he puts out all kinds of content, guys. And whether he's right or wrong, he is a rumor mill, and he throws a lot of stuff out there, and he's consistent. Again, he's been wrong before, but he just reports on the rumors. Again, it's a guilty pleasure of mine, so don't immediately, if you don't like him, don't unsubscribe because of that. But how cool would it be if Skywalker was like an original name for a Master Jedi, a Skywalker? Now, in Star Wars, oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know how much of the actual game I'm going to be getting to. I'll go through and play it a little bit. None of it will make sense to me as I'm playing it, but okay. In the book, The Legends of Luke Skywalker. So let's bring that up real quick. Not Luke Skywalker. There's a moment. It's really cool. It's a pretty solid book, right? And I had written out an entire, it was on a Post-it note, maybe I still have it somewhere. I'd written out an entire piece on how this works. There's a moment in the book, The Legends of Luke Skywalker, which is this guy here, where Luke is called the Skywalker, or the air breather, or something like that. And essentially, the Force Walker, I can't remember what it's called, but essentially what it is he's flown to this planet to see whether or not he can learn from the people who can use the Force there on the planet. And they're like, all right, you have to be able to use the Force and breathe underwater. And breathing underwater, that's crazy. Yeah, it's not possible. But what he does is there's this atoll, right? This chain of islands. I said atoll, A-T-O-L-L, right? I'm not cussing on here, but it does kind of sound like the other thing. So what he does is he goes underwater, and there's these pockets of hot air or something that comes out from underwater, the bubbles. And so he's supposed to go drink the bubbles and walk around the atoll to pass the test. What he does is he goes, takes his cloak off, fills his cloak with air, and then breathes it and kind of hops from one place to the other, right? And he passes the test because he cheated or something like that. But they call him something. I want to say they call him the Skywalker. I can't remember. But it all connects. Oh my gosh. This, guys, super excited. Now, the rise of the Skywalker, again, I think has to do something with the legend of whoever is going to bring balance to the Force. Now, I hope, beyond hope, that this episode 9 is more than just a 2.5 hour clip show of all of the other movies that we've seen so far. That would be the saddest thing in the world for me to sit there, and it'd be cool to relive different things, but I don't want them to just bring back in I don't know, there's got to be more than this. Okay, now I'm gonna pause it here, and because they jump back to Celebration, and they interview the audience, and they're like, oh, what's going on? And there's a lot of really cool stuff in this live stream. But that video, I think I've spent the last 40 minutes breaking down a 2-minute video. Let me check my footage here. Yeah, I've been live for 49 minutes. And of those 49 minutes, I spent almost all of it breaking down what that one video is. And I'm stoked, guys. I am so freaking stoked. And there's so much more. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to play this event. And while these good folks are chatting, I'm going to be doing this. And I'll probably talk to myself and to you guys, obviously. But they do an interview with the guys over there at Capital Games. And they're talking about the future of what's going on with the game. And I think, for those of you who are joining me who are not Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes fans, which that's, I mean, you're all Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes fans / players. Here we are. Let's jump over real quick.
Heroes.
Well, we
Games, and we're going to talk.
Here we are. So while they're talking, I'm going to be playing this battle. There's a lot of cool stuff coming, and if you don't want to listen to the Malak stuff, or if you don't want to see Malak, you can just pay attention to this, and I won't talk about all the other crap. But man, and I'm not even going to spend much time on Malak because I'm just going to try to get him, and I want to see what the event looks like. So let's listen to this, and let's again theory craft. No, screw that. Let's go watch the video again. We've got to see it. It's awesome.
Backstage at the
Generation.
Okay, full clip. I'm not talking. Here we go.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight. Be with you. No one's ever really gone.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, it's awesome. Awesome. And I wish I could have gone there just to see all the cool stuff. Let me make sure my mic's back on. Like all these cool little side pieces and pictures. I would have. Oh, maybe if they do it in a year or two, I might be able to go then. But I'm stoked. So let's jump over to the
In
guys.
all caps. But I have to go with General Leia and go with the Resistance. Well, you guys place.
All right, so let's jump over real quick to these folks and kind of break down what they're saying, because this is going to be fun. I think this, again, this footage, this concept, this information here is very much, I don't know, it's super informative because, holy balls. There's a lot to it, and it breaks down kind of their 5-year plan here for the game, and I'm excited about that.
Hey guys, Chastity here with Chris and Michael of Capital Games, and we're going to talk about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So guys, what's new in Galaxy of Heroes?
Well, we just announced the Road Ahead blog, which has a whole bunch of new stuff in it. Geonos and territory battles. We've got Grand Arena Championships coming, a whole bunch of reworks, and a lot of other fun stuff. But right now, we just released Malak, and I'm super excited to talk about that because he is the pinnacle of our sort of 2-year sort of arc to get there with KOTOR and all that sort of content. And Mike here worked on this character a bunch, so I don't know, Mike, you want to talk about him real quick?
Sure. So the character design for Corey Willis really want to recreate the experience that player had back in when they were fighting Malak back in KOTOR. So he'll be the first drain tank in our game where he gets stronger with his drain life ability as he gets weaker, as he gets lower in health. So it's going to be really interesting. I think the player will really appreciate how similar it is to have that feeling of fighting against Malak in KOTOR. For the event, like Crumb said, there will be 2 tiers. One really enjoy it.
Awesome. That Revan stuff sounds really great.
Yep.
So how has the game evolved over time?
Sure. I mean, we've been doing this for 3 years now. We've created a lot of content from a lot of different eras, and so it's been really exciting to sort of figure out where we go next. We've been working on KOTOR for about 2 years with a lot of stuff there, starting with HK and Nihilus and all that kind of fun stuff. But now, we've got a whole lot of new characters.
All right, I'm going to pause there, okay? So first off, we all know that there's a lot of cool stuff coming, right? In the Road Ahead post, it talks about how there is going to be, oh my gosh, just so much stuff. So in the Road Ahead post, they're like, hey, there's a lull between from Solo with episode 9, right? And part of that lull they've filled with KOTOR. Now, what's interesting about this is what's interesting about this is there's stuff coming, right? We know there's stuff coming, but between now and December, they're not going to start introducing a ton of characters that would spoil anything for the movies. They'll introduce stuff that's new and exciting and whatever. But I think that what this means is, and if for those of you guys who have seen Michael Eisner, what's his name? Bob Iger said yesterday that after this film, they're taking a break. My head's I'm gonna explode, man. It's crazy. But after this film, they're gonna take a break because they haven't announced what other Star Wars films are coming. They're gonna let us digest it now, and it could simply be because Mark Hamill's right, and we have the Star Wars fatigue. I don't know if a true fan can have Star Wars fatigue, but I can kind of understand if they do. It makes sense to me because there's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on. But they spent 2 years focusing on one storyline, on one timeline, and that is KOTOR. Now they're switching over to Clone Wars. Are we going to see 2 years of Clone Wars? Is this where we're going to go? I don't know. It seems like they've spent a little bit of time doing a lot of different stuff. And so I don't know. But 2 years on one topic is interesting for sure, right? So let's jump back in real quick.
We've reworked a lot of new characters coming with Jen Ken and those folks. That's going to be really exciting as we get farther in our game's life. There's just going to be more and more areas we can explore and more time we can spend on really unique characters that we don't get to maybe get the limelight all the time on the movies because we now have a time to go, let's go check out this really kind of fan favorite that no one ever gets to really show in a movie or a video game or anything like that. So lots and lots of cool stuff there.
Awesome. So let's talk about the Legends characters. So how do you go about bringing in the Legends characters while making the gameplay and story work?
Sure, absolutely. We got a unique sort of setup for our game in that we are in a cantina, we're telling stories, and so this is the legends of the Old Republic, right? Whether Malak or Revan or any of these characters really exist is really up to anyone's guess, right? Because this is just sort of a rumor that goes around, has been told over generations from different people inside these bars and cantinas, and well, they're maybe not always true, these rumors, so who knows if this, he's actually part of canon or not.
Awesome. So
Okay, right there. He just told us that we're going to see Revan. Now, I know that's crazy, and you're like, no, it's not. It's stupid. But again, the whole book, and I'm gonna have to do a comparison between this conversation and the Legends of Luke Skywalker is all about deciphering what is true and what is fiction, what is real in Legends or in canon, and what is fake. And yeah, this to me is him. Of course they know. Of course they know what's canon and what's not, because they're not going to be able to like share things that aren't canon. So yeah, I mean, there's, oh guys, yeah, moving on. Let's keep
You've
going.
had a lot of events and packs of characters. Who are your favorite?
My favorite, it's probably going to be Darth Revan. I think the character is really cool. The art team did an amazing job on his ability, animations, and the event surrounding is really well built. We did a great job at telling the story of Darth Revan, so he's really my favorite. My second favorite is probably Embo. I love the animation, love the hat throwing and everything. I think it did. The character feels like the character in Clone Wars, like you see in the TV show. So yeah, those two are probably my favorite.
Awesome. How about you?
Oh, I love the bounty hunters. Those are my jam completely. You know, Boba Fett is probably my favorite character just in the universe in general. But you know, we've added characters like Bosk recently, which is really cool. And so probably, man, I mean, Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, all those guys are super cool too. I'm a big fan of KOTOR, but yeah, bounty hunters all the way, baby.
So you guys have told me about Darth Revan. What does the future hold for Galaxy of Heroes?
Future, well, we just talked about Geonos and territory battles, and of course Malak. That's super exciting. But Geonos and territory battles is really, really fun. It's the first territory battle we've released since our Hoth map, so that's going to be really exciting. There's a whole bunch of new maps to play on, new mechanics. There'll be things like boss battles and all sorts of sort of unique ways to play on this map. And additionally, there's going to be new characters. There's a bunch of rework characters. You know, General Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka. All those characters are going to get a little bit changes to them to sort of really fit in with the Galactic Republic. And so there'll be a lot more news coming about that in the future, though, too.
Great. And what are you looking forward to making in Galaxy of Heroes?
I love KOTOR too, but Clone Wars is my favorite, so I'm just really pumped about getting to create more content in that era. So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for talking with me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming by.
And you guys can all play the game right now on...
I'm curious to know, and this happened the last time they played, or they did a Star Wars Celebration, and they did the, I want to say they introduced Thrawn in the last celebration. But there was a huge influx of players. And so I'm curious to see how all the changes and all the things affect the game. Now, I'm also going to say that this is freaking ridiculous. I'm not really paying much attention, so like I'm just not super mad. Oh my gosh! That was redonkulous. Holy crap, he just took all of that guy's health off. Anyways, guys, oh man, yeah, there's not a chance in green grasses of Texas. That's not a saying. But anyways, I'm gonna take off. I've got to figure out how to defeat this. I really just wanted to talk about Celebration. I wanted to talk about the film. I'm going to spend the next few days breaking down everything that comes out of this convention and talking about what it could mean. And what is the link for the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Star Wars interview? That's CG Crumb. That handsome man there is CG Crumb. This is in the live show, but I'll go ahead, or the whole channel, I'll go ahead and add this to the... Oh, did I go in there? No, I didn't. There. So there's the link right there. It's like a 6-hour live stream, and it's about an hour into it, I think. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for showing up. I love doing this, guys. I'm so excited. I still haven't even seen the Mandalorian stuff yet. That's later on today, or it was probably earlier today. There's so much that is happening. I'm stoked, guys. I'm so excited. And I hope that some of these things that we talked about come true. I could totally see the Plagueis Sidious connection. That would be awesome. I don't know. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being on with me. I hope you have a great weekend. And this has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.